Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven, and thank you very much for joining me today. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made this really cute Halloween peekaboo treat box. So I made this probably about 7 years ago, and I'll leave the link for that tutorial in the description bar below. It was a Easter treat box and I absolutely loved it, so I thought I'd make it into a Halloween version. So I'm absolutely loving the purple, the black and the white colours together. I think it's so pretty. And then as you can see, we have the ghost peeking through the window here. We have the ghost here with the witch's hat, and we've got the sentiment and Halloween hauntings, and the dies and stamps and the papers from Simply Made Crafts, and the cardstock is from Crafter's Companion. Everything will be linked in the video description bar below if you want to go and find them. But I wrapped the ribbon around the lid to make it look like it was wrapped around the whole of the box, but it's not. This is what it looks like on the sides, and then obviously the bottom. So when you open it up, you will see that we have these dividers, which then you can divide your Halloween treats in there. So as you can see, I've just got these chocolate balls in here, but you could put some chocolate bars in here, anything really. You could have a variety of different treats in there. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. So I've got everything all cut and ready. So here are my pieces of card and paper and embellishments, so I'm going to put them to one side. So the cardstock I'm using is this one here from Crafter's Companion, and I just having a look what it's called, CENTURA Pearl, I think that's what it's called. If I can find it on Craft Stash, I'll link it below, or if there's any other website that I can find it on, I will link it below as well. So that's the cardstock we're going to be using. We're also using the patterned paper from Simply Made Crafts, which is the Happy Haunting, and also the dies and stamps that come in that collection as well. So I'm using the Happy Haunting Sentiments die and stamp set, and we're using the witch's hat and the Halloween haunting stamps, and then we will use the dies to cut them out. And then I'm also using the ghost dies in this set here, which is the Haunted House Lantern die set. So we're going to start off scoring our lid and base of our box, and your base needs to be cut at 5 11/16 of an inch by 5 11/16 of an inch. Then your lid is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and we're going to score both the lid and the base at 1 inch on all 4 sides on both pieces. Okay, so we're going to go in at 1 inch and score on all 4 sides. So that's those two done. Then we're going to get 2 more pieces of our card. One piece measures 5.5 by 1 5/8, and the other one measures 5.5 by 3 5/8, and these are going to be your dividers that are going to go in your box. So again, the score measurements are going to be exactly the same for both pieces. So I'll do the first one with you. So along the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. And do the same for the second one. Done. So now what we need to do is we need to fold on our score lines. So we're going to do that for the lid and the base and also the dividers. And for the dividers, it will be slightly different folding these, because we need to fold these into a mountain and valley fold. So the middle score line we're going to fold over into a mountain fold. And the other two score lines either side of that, we're going to fold back on themselves into a valley fold. Okay, so it will look like that. Again, middle score line, mountain fold. The outer two score lines fold into a valley fold. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these. So I'm using my Kalal all-purpose glue. You could use double-sided tape if you want to. And then we're going to glue that together. And just press that down. Okay, so that's what that looks like, and we're going to do the same with this one. Okay, so there we go. So you've got your two dividers now, and they will lay on top of each other like that. So then you can divide whatever sweets you want to put in. So now we're going to come to the lid and the base, and we're going to do some cutting. And for this, it's the same process for each of both pieces. And we're going to cut up this score line here. So we're going to cut up that score line to this horizontal score line, and then we're going to give it a trim at an angle. So then when we fold it over, it will be nice and flush at the top. Then we're going to rotate the card and cut up this one here and give them a trim. Again, rotate it this way. Rotate again. And there we go. So that's what that looks like. And you're going to repeat the same process for the other one. Okay, so we want to make sure that we've got the right one here, because we don't want to glue the lid together, because we need to die cut a square out of the top. So just let me grab my ruler and make sure that I don't glue the wrong one. So the lid is the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let me have a look. So that one is the base, so this one should be the lid. I want to make sure that I'm getting the right one. Yes, so this one is the lid that we need to put to one side, and we don't assemble that together. So it's the base that we need, which is a 5 11/16 by 5 11/16. So all we're simply going to do is we're going to add glue to the outside of the tabs here, and we're just going to fold them over, line up the corners and glue that together. Before we do any die cutting in the center, I want to add my paper. So I have the spiderweb paper here, and I thought that this looked really nice against that purple, excuse me. So you're going to need to cut your pattern paper, and you'll need to cut one piece at 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and that's going to go in the center, and then 4 pieces that measure 3 5/8 by 7/8 of an inch, and they're going to go on the side. So there we go. Well, I've done that now. So now we need to die cut a square out of the top of our box. So I have this die here, and this measures just over 2.5. Okay, and we're going to die cut out a square in the center. So I want to make sure that I get this central. If you don't have a die, you can just tick mark about 1/2 inch in and draw your own square, and then cut it out with a craft knife. And there we go. So now we need to add some acetate behind this. So I've got some acetate here, and I just roughly cut this, and I'm just going to see if it fits first before I tell you the measurement, which it does. So this is cut at 3 3/8 of an inch, and I'm going to just place it on the back there with some double-sided tape. So now I want to add my ghosts. So I've die cut 3 of the ghosts, and I'm going to have the thinner ones peeking out from behind the acetate. So I'm going to have one peeking around here, then the other one I could have possibly peeking through there. So I'm going to glue them down. Aren't they cute? Absolutely love that. So now we can go ahead and assemble the lid. So it's the same as what we did with the base. You just got to add your glue to the outside of the tabs and join those corners up like that. So while the lid is drying, we can add our dividers. So we're just going to add some glue along the bottom. Place that in there like so, and then just stick that down. And then you get your next one, again add glue in there like so, and then we're going to let that I've dry. Got my hot glue gun, and in fact I put that lid on top of there for a reason because I want to follow the line of the divider. So I'm just going to make sure I've got enough either side to wrap around my box. So I'm going to just cut that, and I'm thinking that I'm going to go this way first. So I want to just add a bit of glue here, and I'm only adding a tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm going to place that over the top like so. I'm going to move it over ever so slightly because I need a bit more to wrap around this side. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. And we can just wrap it around the back here. So I'm going to place some hot glue on the inside, pull that quite tight and stick that down in there. And I'm going to do that to the other ones. Okay, so there we go. So that's now added, and then I'm going to add my sentiment along the bottom here. So I'm going to place that on there, and like I said, the sentiment and the witch's hat, which is on the ghost here, is from the stamp set in this collection. This ghost, and I've added the witch's hat and the diamante there, and I'm just going to place that over the top of my sentiment like so, and then I'm just going to add the bow into the middle like so, and there we go. And then all you need to do is just add your treats, and you can add a variety of different ones into your box. So we've got some pumpkins, and we've got some eyeballs. So like I said, you could add a variety of different Halloween sweets in here for your kids and place the lid on, and there we go. How cute is that? So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. Links in the video description bar below for any items I've used in this video. And until next time guys, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye!